No matter how tired I am, I know I must water her, I must cultivate her. So yeah, yeah, she knows that yeah, I'm good in the garden.
Ah. Way.
The job that I got, I have now, she's the one who applied. And even
What?
when they were saying, come to an interview, I was like,
Yeah, manji.
it's one of the, yeah, she's the one who applied. I think she applied around 2011, only to find that I would get that job 2017 on yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Welcome to Young and Married Podcast Conversation with Wendy. Today I am joined by very beautiful couple, Mr. and Mrs. Mamba. They are close to my heart. Mrs. Mamba is my sister, and Mr. Mamba is my brother in law. This is our very first episode. So, welcome to my show, guys. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for hosting us.
Pleasure is ours.
Thank you. So, before we start, just to clear out the nerves, we're going to do a quiz. Who's the most romantic one between the two of you?
Obviously, that's me.
Who's the most talkative one?
That's me.
I think Elvis is as well, but yeah. Who's the biggest spender?
It's me.
Who's more social?
It's him.
It's also me.
Who's the best cooker?
It's him.
Sure.
Yeah, even though he rarely cooks, but when he does, it's very nice.
Okay. So I know that you both are God fearing couple. You put God in the center of everything. How has God intervened in your marriage?
I can say that God says that in His word that He prioritized marriage because marriage is like He likens it to Him being the husband who loves the wife which is us, and then we have to submit to Him. So I think using that and keeping that at the back of our minds, it's what has already kept us this far because we trust God with our marriage, we trust God with our kids, we trust God with our finances and everything. I think it's what God has really blessed us with, to have just that faith, to say in whatever we do, He is the dead person in whatever that we do. So,
He is in control.
yes.
Sure. Thanks, Elvis. Um, and just briefly, where are you guys from? Where did you guys grow up?
I was born and bred in KZN, Newcastle, and when my mom passed on, we moved to Orange Farm. Yeah, that's the year that I was doing matric. So when we came this side, I started at the tertiary.
Mm.
Yeah, that's how I came this side of
Egoli.
Gauteng, Egoli.
Okay. I was born and bred in Nelspruit, Pinar. Yeah, in a small town ship village called Pinar. And then after matric, obviously I moved this side to Pretoria. That's how I got to meet Magema.
Mm. Thank you. I know that there's an age gap difference between the two of you. Who's older? Okay, so my sister is older than you, but we're not gonna mention the age gap. Don't worry. But how has the age gap been a factor in your union?
It has never been a factor. I always say that for each person, there's a person that God has created.
Yeah.
I don't think age appearance matters in terms of that because um, what I found in him is somebody who compliments me, and uh, I really feel that we miss, or some people miss, the opportunity to meet their ultimate partners because they are packaged in a way that they don't like, or you know, someone will have goals, partner goals, to say, I want him to drive the car like
Yep.
this, his physical appearance, he must be from this background and stuff, and then you miss the person that was created for you. So I'm so glad, and I appreciate the fact that God gave me that opportunity to see the person that He has brought in my life, or He has created for the life that He planned for me. So I am grateful, because this opportunity, most people, they even die
Yep.
not finding the correct
Yep.
person or the correct partner for themselves. So me being in this situation, I feel like I was the a chosen child, or
Sure.
yeah, it felt like you've won something, having
Mm.
knowing that who you are with, it's somebody who complete or complements you.
Mm.
Okay, just to add, I think from my side, should I have disclosed maybe the age issue before we got to engage? I think she was going to say no,
Mm.
So she didn't know.
no,
No.
until she
Hey,
was
Bo.
hooked. Until she was hooked. So that time I knew that my cards were all in the table now. She told me first, but I kept it from her. So until this one time when she had to, I think I submitted some CVs and stuff. She had to scan them to my email. So that's how she got to say, but no,
Hey, Bo.
no. But it was not that much of an age gap. Just that she was shocked that she didn't know that I was. And I told her I'm not young, and she knows I'm not young. I'm older than her.
It hurts. So you mentioned that God creates a suitable individual for each one of us.
Mm.
When did you know in your heart, soul, and mind that Elvis was your forever and vice versa?
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Mm.
From my side, I think, you know, there's a biblical saying that says, a person who will be a good wife to you must have the same qualities as your mother, okay? The second one says that person must be willing to let your family in. That's how there's this other, I think it's Isaac, if I'm not mistaken, who said, I'm looking for a wife for my son. But when you get to the city, any lady who will be carrying a jar of water, who will say, please let me make your camels drink water, and then you also drink. So you see that this person, we are bangenisa, abahambi, we are, and then automatically the person who did that was the wife for that particular person. So in briefly, I can say that there was a time when she would take my siblings in, like even if they were visiting, because back then they were staying in Nelspruit. She wouldn't have a problem if they were around. That time I was not staying with her, but she would be concerned if maybe they went back well or they are well at home. So that's how, those are the little qualities I picked up. And from the fact that she's, being selfless, Luwendine, I think if Zinhle just, if my wife never maybe was not considerate like other people, I don't think maybe there would be a home.
Sure.
So what she did was to first prioritize. That for me was some of, in a way, like a quality. Because if you check, also myself, I had to create a family this side from my siblings as well. So I think we met at a time where maybe also she was doing things that showed qualities, but not being aware that these things are qualifying me to be
Your wife.
Mrs.
To Mr. Mamba. So I know that my sister is a manager, right? You work as a manager. Um, How do you balance work and personal life? How do you separate the two when you're at home and when you're at work?
No, when I'm home, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I'm not a manager. When I'm at work, I'm a manager. I concentrate on work and managing the stuff. So immediately I get home, the cap of being a manager is left at the door, and I'm a mother, I'm a wife. I do my wife or motherly duties, and my priorities has always been my kids, my husband, my home, making my home a happy home. So unless it's urgent, then yes, I can entertain work stuff. But I do not come to my home as a manager, because now I'll start managing my husband, managing my kids, which is
Yeah.
wrong. I need to come home as a comfort place where I unwind and give my kids and my husband the attention they need and the love they need. So it has never been a problem, because work stays at work, home is at home. That's
Mm.
it. Mm.
Okay, I know you're not a manager as such, but how do you balance your work and personal life?
Um, I think, yeah, she has said much. I think just to add on that, when you get home, I think you know that when I get home, I must be a husband now. You've switched from the work responsibilities, or some other weekends when maybe you are tied up. Sometimes I would work with the kids. Sometimes I have to take them to soccer, go watch them same day.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's just so many things, but I'm balancing it very well with the help, of course. If maybe that day I'm not able to fetch them from the training place, she gets to go and collect them. If she's not in, I'm there. So we are balancing it very well. And also the submitting factor, that submission issue. I think uh, most people who fear her at work, they should see her at home. She's very submissive, and she's a good mother to my kids as well.
Just
Sure.
to add, there was a time before um, where he's working now, the previous employment, he would have to work after hours. We will go together with the kids, all of us
Mm.
help him. We'll drive to the client together. We
Ah.
wait. Yes, we wait. If it was after hours, it's our time. So if it's after hours, we go together. Even now, when he works weekends, other weekends,
Yeah.
half day, sometimes we go together. And
That time
even
I was driving a 1400.
that time, yeah,
I
where
can imagine you,
all of
the
our
kids, I think it's in this
For
time.
1400.
yes, we will go. Now at least, yeah. But if he works on a Saturday, we drive, and
So my
then
question is, how does that make you feel? Do you not become uncomfortable and most probably think ugadile type of thing, you know?
No, the only time I feel like she's guarding me, it's when she says, I'm saying I'm going out, and then I would hear her saying, Zindis, utedi, uthi soyaphuma. Andifuna ukuhamba naye. I'm like, but I do understand. I do understand. They are like that. So, but that's the only time when I feel now I'm having bodyguards. But in a normal day, because she would usually go, she's driving. So whatever that I do at work, maybe we have to go collect a car somewhere. I know that she can drive the other car, my car, and then I go to get
it's
to
for the
work at the
purpose
same
of
time.
driving.
So
After
there's
that,
a
maybe
benefit.
after that maybe we go to the mall, spend a day there.
Yeah.
But I've ticked both boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the
I'm
same
with
day.
you.
Yeah.
Ghost, we must start going with you to events. So I know that you've mentioned he used to drive for what 1400. He was obviously working at that point, but there was a point at a time where he was unemployed. How was that relationship for you, having a husband or a partner that was unemployed and yet you were employed?
Now, honestly speaking, it wasn't for so long, and it was hard from his side.
Mm,
I did not mind.
mm,
And I knew it's not like you are staying with somebody who did not go to school,
yes.
who doesn't have hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
We were staying. I was with somebody who was unemployed. Remember the definition of being unemployed. You are capable of working. You've got
100%.
qualities. You've got experience, but you can't find work.
Mm,
So I knew that one day things will turn up. And to tell you the honest truth, I was applying on his behalf
sure.
day and night. And then not so long then he got the job at Ford.
Mm,
Then he started there because the reason he was unemployed was because of health issues at the firm that he was working at. So
mm,
he had to stop because it wasn't good for his health.
mm,
And that's itself for someone, it will feel like, no, this guy doesn't want to work, but
mm,
health came first. And then luckily or fortunately enough, he got the work from Ford, um, which lasted, yeah, before Nzindiso was born. Then the contract ended, and yeah, it was hard from his
mm,
side. He can, but I
mm,
think it was more difficult from his side than my side. I did
mm.
not mind. I did not feel it so much. I did not feel it so much, but for his side, from his side, the problem was there.
Mm,
Yeah, I can say from my side, I remember there was once a time she, I would drive her to work, um, and then take, I think it was a Golf one, that one. Then I would take it and go hitchhike people, and then I would buy. I know, because it's in a man's jeans to work.
To provide.
It's, yeah, to provide for his family. So having to lay around the whole day doing nothing, it was really stressful. But I'm glad that she had the hope and then kept on applying for me. There was once a time when I stopped applying for posts. The job that I got, I have now, she's the one who applied. And even
what?
when they were saying, come to an interview, I was like,
Yeah, manji.
it's one of the, yeah, she's the one who applied. I think she applied around 2011, only to find that I would get that job 2017 on yeah.
Yeah?
So yeah.
I'm shocked. So, how has been your. So, most of us, we center our lives according to what the outside society judge us or what they say, right? Considering what you've gone through as a couple, I mean, him not having a well paying job, at some point being unemployed, how did the friends and family, was there any judgments, basically?
I'm sure there was, but I never minded. I think we have always been concentrating on us, not what the world perceive, because what we have, we believe in what we have, and we are nurturing what we have. Everybody has the right to their own opinion.
Mm,
Their perceptions are their
mm,
realities. It's what they
mm,
see around them,
mm,
and they've got the right to whatever opinion they have. But it doesn't bother us, especially myself. It doesn't bother
mm,
me because at the end of the day, if we were to be bothered by people's opinion,
mm,
then we won't be happy because you are doing good, somebody will complain. You are doing bad, somebody will complain. There'll always be people's opinion,
yep.
or yeah, so judgments and stuff. I don't care about that. I care about what I have. I care about what is within. I care about what we are building here. I care about
Mm,
my kids. I think my husband's opinion or my kids' opinion matter most than anyone else who's not helping me. It doesn't matter what you say as long as you are not contributing anything
Yeah.
positive in my
Yeah.
life. So your opinion is your opinion, and you are free to say or to do whatever. But as long as it doesn't affect my life, I don't care.
Mm.
Yeah. No, just to add on that, I think from my side, I'm not sure from a family side, but from my side, I think I did receive some few criticism, not constructive, but there were criticism I meant to say. So the only thing that people were focusing on is the fact that I was staying. You remember Wendy very well. There was once a time when we stayed together at the same roof. So
Yeah.
I think not knowing the drive that I had, I remember when I started working, we had to move from Block X6 to get another place, and then it was not conducive enough for her. But the in my heart, that's what I would afford back then. So to
Mm.
me, it was so fulfilling, even though it was not a good place that I would prefer for my family, especially if I had to work away from them. Uh, then through time, even now I know maybe they are still saying stuff and behind. For each and every relationship, there's always criticism, but I will reiterate again, if there's something that works for you, or you've got this same belief, you've got the same ambitions together, God makes it possible for you to achieve all of that.
Mm.
Yes.
I know at some point you mentioned that you. How many kids do you have together? Before I ask this.
You
Since we are blended, it's 6.
Mm.
Together we've got 3. When we met, I had one
Mm.
daughter. He had a son and a daughter.
Yep.
Yes. So all in all, now we've got 6 kids.
Mm. And your eldest son that you have, the 3 that you have together, you named him Zindiso. What was the reasoning behind that? I mean, that was the first child
Motivation.
together.
Okay. As I mentioned that back then things were not, l- yeah, for him things
Yeah.
were not going his way or as he hoped.
Mm.
He was beginning to lose hope that he would ever make it in life, because the pressure is at home. You are a big brother, you've got siblings looking after you. They know that you are in Gauteng doing things, and you know that at home they need you to come back and make a difference.
Mm.
So things are not, yeah, going your way this side. You are not finding employment, and remember, he's here staying with people who are not blood relative, and things
Mm.
are not looking up. The pressure nje was too much. It's me here, and then all of a sudden I'm expecting a baby.
Mm.
So he had suicidal thoughts
Mm.
because his life was
Sure.
not turning up the way he planned. But then when the news of a new life coming in, that somehow he felt that God was saving him from that, and the bond that they had from day one. Yeah, I would attest that really God was really saving him. He then named the child Nzindiso, saying he saved
Mm.
him from those thoughts, from, yeah, the disaster, or from the pain that he was feeling. And somehow God, yeah, answered his prayers, because things started turning up much better, and the blessings kept on coming,
Mm.
yeah, until he got a permanent well paying
Mm.
job after that. So it was blessings after blessings. As he mentioned that he decided, you know what, I want to provide for my family. He got a place I was not happy about.
Sure.
I felt my standard has dropped because where I was staying was much, 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 much
Is
better.
this now when you were staying at Block XX Social
Say we
Move,
move
then
now.
you moved to
Yes, yes.
MI
I
Extension?
remember even my colleagues saying, "Why are you staying in that area?" But it's something that he afforded.
Sure.
You understand?
Mm.
I had to accept what he was offering, even though I knew that I could do better
Yeah.
if he allowed, if he
Yes.
allowed me. But I had to. So because he it made him feel like a man, and it made him feel proud that he was providing shelter for his family.
Mm.
But God being God,
Mm.
he was like, "You're my kids. I've got something much better for you." Just because we were grateful for a little that he was giving,
Mm.
and then he gave us. And I feel that he will still provide even bigger things in future. We're just
Sure.
grateful for what we have today.
Mm.
Yeah, just to add on that, I think you've covered most of the things, babe. Eh, with depression and I don't know what they call it, depression, yeah. And then after depression, there's these thoughts that you just think, no, I think ending my life is better than I've been there, as she has mentioned. You just need someone to talk to.
Mm.
Just need someone to just tell you, no, things will be fine. There are lots of people, strong personalities that appear to be so strong. You see, like everything is going well. They've got money in their accounts, but there are things that they cannot disclose. The only help that I had, I think it was because she was the one who knew that this guy is losing it. So, as she has mentioned, the news of the baby broke out. And then I was like, maybe God is trying to say, you've got something to live for. Because for her, I thought, no, she's still young and beautiful. She would get someone not to make her suffer. But I thank God for the journey of our journey, actually. I would like to thank God that there was at
Mm.
least someone that was there for me to confide on, and then just to give me hope, because I had no hope at all.
Sure. Mm. So I know that all your kids, even the other two that you don't stay with, um, it's kids that are well groomed, very respectful. All of your kids, even the young, well, maybe excluding the youngest one because he's only 6 months, but your kids are well groomed. And I am just reminded by the fact that, I mean, you and I grew up without parents. We didn't have a mother, we didn't really have fathers that were present in our lives. And yet, your kids are these amazing young human beings. How do you guys do it? What's your parenting style for your kids to turn out the way that they are now?
Okay, we've got two different parenting styles. I am very, 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 very strict.
Yeah.
I'm very strict. And he's so loving and playful. Yeah, they get away with murder from his side. So I think they get that balance, because this side it's soft and sweet. This side it's thorns and yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very strict, and sometimes I get so angry because they get away with murder because of their dad.
Mm.
I so wish he could be as more stricter, but that's who he is.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, I can put it this way. There's a Bible saying that says, ukhulisa abantwana ngendlela ezoba eyabo. Yes, as I've mentioned before, nasiqala ukuthi my mother was that person. Anything that she would get, she would throw it at you. And my father, I think, if there's times that my father get to give me maybe a whip, it was maybe 2 times in my lifetime. But it was because my mother was saying, no, when are you are fearing these boys? And then it will start. And then my father just had to prove a point. Take maybe a belt, just give you, just to show the mother that, no, I don't fear them, but I've got a different parenting style. We do punish them in different ways. And to some people who don't know us as much as you do, Wendy, they think that the kids are spoiled, and they are not. Yeah, they are not spoiled. So I think maybe it's one of the things. I usually speak to them like on a level of speaking to them. Even the elder one, Tando, would attest that, yay, my father can talk to you about boys and everything, but the mother just said, I don't want to hear anything.
I know.
Yeah. You can't even say that I'm started dating already. Yeah, she doesn't want that. So we've got two different personalities, but I think it's what make them to be what they are.
So you've mentioned that the eldest child, which is Utando, stays with you guys. So if it was the other way around, and this question actually goes to you, if it was the other way around, the other two staying with you guys, would you be so receptive like he is?
You know, maybe the problem would be the kid thinking mom doesn't love me because I'm too strict.
Yeah,
That's my issue.
sure.
But if they would see my parenting as my being my parenting style, and then they don't feel that sense of no, she's doing this because she didn't give birth to me, then they can survive. But I think they would have a problem because they would think, no, she's this
Yeah.
because she's this strict because she didn't give birth to me. That's also has always been my problem. We would love to stay with
Yeah.
the other one, but I don't know if, especially because unlike the girl who's been with us from day one, the one that comes to weekends, she understands me. That one I can
Yes.
stay
Yeah.
with her because she knows mom is strict, mom is like this.
Yeah.
But the other one, I think he would feel, oh, I just came to a devil's house because that's who I am. I'm so with kids. I don't want this. I don't want that. The phones they don't use for. They all have phones. They can't touch the phone. They can only touch the phones afternoon on Fridays until Sunday afternoon.
So the whole week they don't.
They don't. They don't have access to their phones during weekends.
During
And
the day.
during
the week, I mean.
weekdays,
Yeah.
school days,
Yeah.
only on weekends. So somebody, if you, a child who's a bit grown up comes in such environment, they will feel like, yeah, they wouldn't. It would be difficult. I would say it would be. I feel it would be difficult for a child who would come all grown up. But at least if it's a child that started with me from the young age, knowing this is who mom is, then it will be fine. He's very soft. He's fine. Then, and you know, other kids would take the softness as love, and me toughness, maybe hatred. So, but it's not that my kids understand that mom is strict, but she loves us,
Yeah.
and I go all out for my kids, all my kids. I go all out for them,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that I'm sweet. And yeah, I allow everything. I don't allow everything, but I'll go out. Anything they need, I would break a leg to make them happy. Yeah, but I'm very strict. So my worry is that the child might conceive my strictness as maybe not loving them. So yeah, that would be.
So you mentioned. So I know that you're my older sister. So you're the eldest. Are you also the eldest in
Yes,
your?
yes. I have a bigger sister, but from my other, that's first relationship. So on
Oh,
from my mother's side, I'm
You're
the
the
firstborn.
eldest.
But how we grew up in the same house,
Mm.
okay.
but even the elder sister would take me as a bigger brother
Mm.
because of being called Puti. Put even her calls me Puti.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
I also same respect towards her. But I think even now I'm the eldest in the family in terms of maybe guiding, not you see when they're saying you're old, if maybe she is working or something, no. Just in terms of advice, in terms of heading the family.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I'm the eldest when it comes to that. Yeah.
Mm. So in the years that you guys have been together, what has been your biggest like what culture shock do you have from what you've experienced that side and this side as well?
Shock, not so much shocked because remember Swati and Zulu are almost
Almost
similar.
similar.
Yeah, there isn't much. There's type of food that I learned
Yeah.
from them, and I think from my outside we are not too cultural, so I don't think there was any
I maybe
culture
he's
shock.
bored. Why are you talking for
I
him?
don't know. I know that he will say his side, but it was type of food that they eat,
Yeah.
which I never knew about, and um, I the culture shock came when we got married. There were a lot of things that they
Mm.
did not understand and we did not understand. They are not similar. They are
Yeah.
doing. I remember Jeanette, the older sister, when they came to finalize the lobolas, waiting at the gate, and it's raining. This person is not saying anything, only to find that we have to go and pay something for her to come in. It like those
Oh.
things,
Yeah.
yeah, because their culture is totally different than when it comes to marriage. And we are, my family is big on marriage.
Yeah.
The
We
agreement.
are big on marriage,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and their side it's totally different. They are not so big. You just pay lobola, and then makoti bateka makoti must come home. With us it's we go all
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
go all the way. So some of the things that we are doing, the in-laws were surprised, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think just to add on that, I think yeah the Mbatas family, I can put it in that way. They are big on celebrating. Maybe there's I think they
Marriage.
celebrate everything. Yeah,
We celebrate everything.
yeah. They'd say, "Come, there's a ceremony. We are drinking tea," and then
Every time.
now we have to attend that they are drinking tea. I used not to understand that to say there's a tea.
Oh,
Yeah.
720.
So I'm like,
Oh.
if you are drinking tea, and then what must happen now? Because we are all drinking tea. And so I think, but they celebrate everything. To be honest, the support from my family. I think maybe it's we don't. I think they were also shocked that we got married, even though the traditional way. But I think they got shocked because most of the things they've never experienced them. I think I was the first, if not to celebrate in that way, in that magnitude. But I've learned most things this side. As I've said, they would say there's tea in Soweto, then you have to go there. And yeah,
Ah, Elvis. Okay. So you've been together 14 years. You've been married for how long?
2017.
So it's about 7, because ours is 5.
Yours is 5. Yeah, but it's more
6.
than 5 years.
Okay. What has been the what sad moments have you guys had? Maybe just outside being officially married, maybe the 14 years that you guys have been together.
Mm, let me answer that. I think the most saddest things that happened, uh, it was us losing babies. Like,
Sure.
yeah, that's even now. I think the young boy that we have now, it was just a consolation, honestly speaking, because I think it was before after I started working, after our marriage, she fell pregnant. We lost the baby, and then
And how far was
somewhere
she? How far were you?
I think how many months? Three, if not four. So even last year, before we got Gazimul, it's same. So yeah, I think for me those are the two most saddest things that happened.
Mm.
Yeah, and but by God's grace, I think Gazimul is just a consolation, and also even the first one, it's in this. So yeah, there's a whole story behind him. She sometimes says that I prefer that kid more than the others. No, it was because I saw God. I remember having suicidal thoughts and all
Yeah,
of
you
those
were
things.
losing hope
Yeah,
in terms of your life not moving forward.
Sure.
Not you came here, went through school, tertiary, and you're not finding a job, and at home they need you. You've got siblings, so he felt like he was just failing, and that's how it came about when we found that I'm expecting in that mist there's
Mm.
this baby coming, and somehow it gave him hope, and he just wanted to live and live for him. They were so attached from day one, because that one, especially, you remember, at the hospital, they, what you call this one when you die?
Oxygen.
They are that one way, yeah. He's the first to see and welcome Tindiso. Then he called him Tindiso, saying somehow with Tindiso's bed, God has saved him.
Saved him.
He has
Oh my
spared
god, guys.
his life. And yeah, after Tindiso, things opened up, or really opened up, because then unplanned like that, Ndumiso came, and he was still glorifying God, saying uNkulunkulu mkhulu through that. But then amalobolo, the first lobolo were paid before Ndumiso. So I think really Ntindiso opened up those that were closed, and we've been blessed ever since.
Oh.
Ever since.
Sure, yeah, that's beautiful. So you mentioned earlier, sorry, I'm the one that's crying, and it should be you guys. So you mentioned earlier that you you know there is no perfect marriage.
Mm-mm.
You've got flaws as well. How do you guys listen? I know how sensitive my sister is. She has mentioned that she's very strict as well, but in the same tone as well, I know how sensitive she is. How do you guys deal with disagreements, or how do you overcome disagreements? Because you're so soft as well, she mentioned, and she's the opposite.
okay. She usually says that I'm the stubborn one.
Mm.
Yeah, we'd bring up ideas. She would come up with ideas, and then we have to obviously look at the possibilities and maybe disadvantages before we okay it. But I think maybe most disagreements come from me. If maybe she said something, maybe because you see, we've got like traditional men have got this tendency of saying, "Into icatsha ngeyindoda," that's the one that goes. So, but I've learned that most of the time, if we put it on the table, we discuss it, and then we come to a conclusion at the end. But ideas don't have to come from me all of the time. What I'm big on it's at home, like at the for the house. Yeah, the planning, maybe what to do, what to fix, all of those things.
Yeah.
Those are the things that I think I just tell her, now I'm fixing this, now I'm doing this. But in terms of maybe planning, future planning and all, she's actually big on that. So we just support her. I think that's what makes us to come this far.
Hey, he's stubborn.
Inkadi.
Ooh. Oh, he's very stubborn, honestly speaking. And some of the things I just keep quiet and then boom. I'm like, told you.
Oh. So it's like
But
you wait.
but yeah, remember you can do as much, you can say as much. But yeah, we do
Okay, we're
have
almost
those
coming
times.
to the end of our podcast. Just last two questions for me. Biggest highlights of your marriage?
Okay, the biggest highlight for me was obviously the honeymoon.
How?
Honeymoon
there's
after
nothing
wedding.
special about
After wedding.
honeymoon.
There was something special there.
Yeah.
Do you want me to remind you? Do you want me to remind you?
I mean, my biggest highlight is my family, my kids, my family. I love my family. That's my yeah. The wedding was nice because it went as planned, the way we planned it, and unfortunately, it's still in to be continued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't finished the other parts. We're still planning. Yeah.
I think from my side, the support obviously from your family, the support that you get from you got from your sister, and the other family members who just made it possible for them to. I know even now, if we had to continue as you've said, in a year or two, they will be there and they've got big support. I think for me, the most thing that maybe happened, my brothers. I think the only thing that I have is my brothers.
Yeah, they're very,
So they were
very
supportive, but
Sure they are, yeah.
they were
Oh.
not financially well that time. So you know that they were there even when some of the family members wanted to say, no, this is not happening. I remember my younger brother, Imatulan, said, no, no, no.
Sure.
As long as we are not contributing anything, this thing is going, this date won't be cancelled. So I think now, because they are well off, yes, maybe the other ones, they are still struggling here and there, but because now they are well off financially, I think things would go as planned, even more than last time. But the biggest highlight, as she said, was the families' support. And then,
Yes.
the friends, church, yo, it was wonderful.
Yeah, but in the history of our relationship, your the brothers, my brother-in-laws and sisters, my mom-in-law, my mother-in-law. If you can hear her talking about me, she's so proud. She's so proud of our home and the support. I would call Ima now. I'll call Tulan and tell them, and they listen to me. They literally listen to me. My mother-in-law, if she wants to tell them something and they don't want to do it, she would call me and say, "You know, abantwana bakho, please tell them, mele benze so. And then I will call Tulan. Tulan, why are you guys doing this and that? And then they will listen, and they love and respect their brother. They would do anything. And we are fortunate. I think we are stronger because of our siblings again support. You supporting me all the way. My kids know that they've got a second mom. My sister, you are different. You contributed in different ways. My brother, I know, guys, you guys would say you'll always have my back. Both of you, my sisters and my brother, you are always having my back. And I know my brother-in-law, they've got his
Yeah.
back. They have proven so many times that, you know what, you touch boot, you are touching us. They
Sure.
don't want anything ngoputwabo, and they will do anything to give him the support he needs. He will fight with them. He will, but yeah, you know what? The support that we are receiving from our families is overwhelming. From our siblings, especially siblings, it's overwhelming. Shem. We are who we are because of them again. So we'll forever be grateful. I can say overall God has been good, but when we met and he was, yeah, doing his things, um, I would tell him that, you know what, you know how the universe works. If
Respect
you
the
respect the
universe.
universe, there is
You
the
receive it
universe,
back.
yes, and you will receive the fruits of your respect. So if you do as you please, emhlabeni, then uzoba nolandelwa amabhadi ungazi ukuthi yini.
That's
But
true.
it's what you are giving out
Yeah.
that you are receiving,
Back.
yeah, back.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my motto. Just respect the universe, and the universe will respect you back, or it will give you what makes you happy. And we are happy. We respect each and every one. We do not look down on
No.
anyone, even at church, even wherever. I, you know, one of the interns, they didn't know who I am at work, and then she comes to me. She's like, I need to set up an appointment with you, to assist me with filing. I said, okay, I'm busy. I'll come back to you. I'll tell you when I'm available. I think she thought I was the filing lady, only to find out later that I'm her manager.
Sure.
See, that's that's how down, or that's how I look. I don't know, but
Sure.
I think she just thought that's the lady that will help me with filing.
Sure. So as we come to the end of our conversation, in your own words or in your own experience, what would be an advice that you give to us, young couples that are dating and wanting to get married, dating, staying with each other, or young and married?
Okay, from myself, be who you are. Sell yourself as you. Do not pretend to be something else to for a point,
Yeah.
so that the person can see that, ish, I've got a wife material, because you'll get tired of pretending. Or be who you are. Let them love you the way you are. If you are vilap, you are vilap. If you are talkative, you are talkative. If you are quiet, because the minute I try to pretend to be something that I'm not, the other person will see and will stop respecting me. Oftentimes, people are selling what they are not, they don't have. And then now the expectation is that you will forever be that person, or you'll forever be giving that
Yep.
kind of personality, and that's not who you are.
Yeah.
And then we get divorced. You're
Yeah.
saying, yeah, some true colors.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not, it's because from the word go, you were selling something that you don't have. Sell who you are. Let the person love you with your own flaws. No one is perfect. So be who you are, and then let them love you the way you are. And then unga try to change anyone, because oftentimes tina bafazi, we like to change men, or we think by getting married uzo improve, uzo change. No. If you love him, love her all like that.
yeah.
And then if he changes, ubonga uNkulunkulu ukuthi isifikile leso sikhathi. But amadoda achangela abafazi abafuna ukubachangela.
Sure.
So if angafuna ukuba ilenta ofuna ukuthi abe yiyo angeke abe yiyo.
Sure.
But if he finds what he wants with your flaws, he would be the man that you want.
Yeah.
That's it.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, for me, maybe I think what I can say in conclusion is relationships are not the same. As I've mentioned earlier, what works for me might not work in your marriage, Wendy, might not work in the next door house,
100%.
Nkwanyane's house, whatever. Yeah, it won't work. There are things that made you to feel attached or to develop love for each other. I think those things is what you must be reminded not to stop doing, no matter what. No matter you changes financially, or maybe you are getting old, there are things that mattered. Maybe when I'm just setting an example, you are staying in extension 8, for example, and then now you are staying in town or something. Those things that used to work for you, please be reminded to do them more often. And if you put God first, in most of the things, you can never trust your husband when he's going out on the field, but you can trust God with his life, and also
Sure.
him wherever he is or wherever she is. I never check on her because I know she's a God-fearing woman. Even though maybe we fight, we don't call each other during the day, but I know when I get home, she'll be there.
Yeah.
Then we make it up.
Yeah.
So it's what works for you in the relationship phase, what make her look outstanding or him look outstanding. Those are the little things that we must not forget to do. But in the Bible, as I'm concluding, in Genesis 2:15, he says, God created Eden and made Adam to take care of it and water it and cultivate it. So my Eden is just sitting next to me. So I must always water it and cultivate it and take care of it. So no matter how tired I am, I know I must water her, I must cultivate her. So yeah, she knows that I'm good in the garden.
Way.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. It's been a beautiful first episode on my podcast. Thank you so much for your time. I am blessed to be surrounded by people like you. You've got warm hearts. You're very welcoming. And remain like that. Remain as humble as you are to the community at large, to your own kids. And we look up to you, and may God continue to bless your union. So join us again on the second episode. Thank you so much for joining me on this first episode with Mr. and Mrs. Mamba. Cheers. Bye.